You live in a world where cameras are everywhere. They capture everything that we do and sometimes even what happens to us. You might consider them something that protects us and is meant to keep us safe. But in reality, they're powerless to stop the worst of things from happening to us and can only idly stand by and capture the horror as it unfolds. Here are the 10 creepiest moments caught on camera. Number 10 is the man lost in the Paris catacombs. This heart-stopping footage was found deep beneath Paris, France, in the city's horrifying catacombs, on a camera caked over with dust and mold. The video was shot in the early 1990s by an anonymous explorer and was later used in a documentary directed by Francis Friedland. At first, it shows the man illuminated only by the camera's light, exploring the over 320 kilometers of tunnels and rooms, many of them filled with human bones, all of which were buried there during the 18th century. Soon after, it's evident that the man has become disoriented and lost. He begins frantically searching for anything familiar, his panic growing by the second. Suddenly, the man begins to run through the maze of tunnels as if he's being chased, before he drops the camera and disappears into the darkness. Was something actually chasing him, or did he just become mad with fear? No one knows. Number 9 is Joe Cummings' apartment. When Joe Cummings started to notice things had been going missing in his New York apartment, he questioned his girlfriend, who informed him she wasn't responsible. So, to figure out what was going on, Joe set up a hidden camera with night vision and pointed it towards his refrigerator. Alarmingly, watching the tape back the following morning, Cummings discovered not only that it wasn't his partner eating his food, but that he wasn't the only one living in his apartment. In the footage, shortly after Joe goes to bed, a woman appears at the top right of the frame, climbing out of a high cupboard. She sits on his couch and goes through his fridge before climbing back up into the tiny space. Police arrested the woman and learned that she'd been hiding in the cupboard for more than 2 weeks. Kind of makes you wonder what's going on in your house, because after all, have you checked every single area of it? I highly doubt it. Number 8 are train dodgers. In July of 2016, Brian Garcia and 2 of his friends decided to take a small detour and walk through the Chatsworth train tunnel in California's San Fernando Valley. A 4th person walking behind the 3 men captured the expedition on his camera, including the part of it in which all of them were nearly killed. The video begins with the men entering the dark, graffiti-covered tunnel. As they move deeper into the darkness, the silence between them is broken by one of the men screaming that a train is coming and that they need to run. That's when the 4 of them literally run for their lives as the speeding train blares its horn behind them. Moments later, the men reach the entrance just as the train catches up with them. The camera operator has to literally leap out of the way, turning back in time to see the train pass. Number 7 is the Winggate Hotel. On September 14th, 2003, the security system at the Winggate Hotel in Illinois captured a scary and unexplained occurrence outside room 209. In the footage, a hotel employee named John can be seen making his way there after several guests reported screaming and loud noises coming from the room, which, according to the front desk, was unoccupied. As John approaches, a woman's blood-curdling screams can clearly be heard, forcing him to freeze on the spot. A voice on John's radio tells him that the police have been contacted and he should wait, but his instinct to help clearly sets in and he moves to unlock the door. As he enters the empty room, The screaming stops and the hall light flickers. That's when a ghostly figure appears and vanishes into the hallway. Number 6 is Wildfire. In July of 2010, Russia was experiencing extreme heat and drought, which caused widespread fires in various parts of the country. While the forest fires claimed 34 victims, it also brought out the heroes in people who went into the infernos to come to the aid of others. One video captured 4 of these heroes, a group of men who were trying to flee the town of Viska in central Russia, after they went in to help citizens protect their homes from the flames. At first, the men seem to be safe as they drive through the smoke and eerie landscape. But as they make a wrong turn, the raging fire quickly spreads around them, engulfing the car. As the panicked passengers yell in fear, the driver manages to reverse the car through the blaze, narrowly escaping the hellish death. Number 5 is the Night Watcher. On the night of July 25th, 2016, Jordan Baranskis and her boyfriend Jack McKercher fell asleep on the couch watching television in their Chicago, Illinois home, under the reasonable assumption that they were alone in the house. But at 3:30 a.m., their private indoor security camera captured an unknown man in their home. In the chilling video, the man, dressed in a white hoodie, stands at the top of the stairs, looking down on the couple as they slept for nearly 5 minutes. He leaves the frame for a short time, only to return again to watch the couple sleep some more before leaving for good. It wasn't until Jordan noticed her purse was missing that she began to suspect that someone had been in the house, and was terrified to find out how close the person had actually been to her. Number 4 is the Dark Web Red Room. This video from the dark web was filmed in mid-August of 2014 and may be evidence that the terrifying Red Room's legend may actually be true. A young dark-haired woman appears to have been held captive in a windowless room. Using signs, she writes with materials around the room, and she informs anyone watching that she only has 2 days worth of food remaining and pleads with them to save her. Claims that red rooms exist on the dark web had been spreading for several years, with people claiming to have witnessed gruesome murders and other horrible acts committed in them. As this particular video continues, a barricaded door starts to shake, and the woman, scared for her life, tries to stop someone from entering the room. She arms herself with a pole, ready to fight, before the disturbing footage suddenly ends. Number 3 is a Leopard Attack. On April 21st, 2014, a wild leopard snuck into a livestock enclosure full of cows and buffalo in Ballarpur, India, looking for a quick and easy meal. After escaping through the roof of the enclosure, it begins attacking citizens. In this video captured during the incident, city workers appear to have barricaded the leopard in a house and have made a hole in the roof in order to safely tranquilize it. But in a terrifying twist, the wild cat jumps up over 4 vertical meters through the hole and begins to maul one of the men. As he fights the leopard off, the animal runs off, only to make a frenzied attack against the others as they try to also flee. The cat continued to attack before it was finally tranquilized, bringing the horrifying event to a close. Number 2 is the Japan Tsunami. On March 11th, 2011, a 9.0 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast of Japan, triggering a massive deadly tsunami that killed nearly 20,000 20,000 people. This footage was shot after the earthquake as survivors sought shelter in a tall office building. The camera films the waves as the water rushes further inland, taking everything in its path along with it. The waves grow higher and stronger and begin to sweep away large boats, cars, as well as other various debris. The terrifying force of the waves is proven as the water envelops and completely destroys the nearby buildings within minutes, leaving those in the taller building utterly shaken but alive, unlike the other 20,000 people who lost their lives and 25 others who simply vanished in the terrible, tragic event. And number 1 is Rosemir do Nascimento Silva. In Sao Paulo, Brazil, 32-year-old Rosemir do Nascimento Silva was planning to surprise her fiancé, Uderli Damasceno, by arriving at their wedding ceremony with some of the other wedding party members by helicopter, not knowing that the day would soon end in tragedy. In a video captured inside the aircraft, the beautiful bride sits next to her brother as the helicopter flies toward the destination. However, shortly after takeoff, the helicopter hits some turbulence, and the bride's happy demeanor quickly turns to sheer terror. The camera turns to see dense fog, and within seconds, the shaking video records the screams of the passengers as the helicopter crashes down. Tragically, all 4 occupants of the craft lost their lives that day. It appears that the wedding was never meant to be.